Hey everybody, welcome to Street Fight Radio. We're here. It's the Wednesday night street fight down in the basement, the way y'all love it, that we've been doing forever now. It's the original show. Brian and I yelling at each other, talking about the news and what's going on. And you can watch if you want on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are Street Fight WCRS. On Twitch.tv, we are Street Fight Radio. You can subscribe to the channel with your free Amazon Prime. If you have that going on in your life, it does help out the show. You also could just leave us a review on any of your podcasting platforms. That does help. That's a free way to help out the show. And we're going to continue to do this thing. Whether or not it's medically advisable, Street Fight Radio is going to continue to spread this mess across the U.S. We've been doing it now for 9 years. We're the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. And tonight we have a great show ahead of us. It's the beginnings of another Wednesday night show. And I couldn't be more excited. If you want more of what we do, head to patreon.com/streetfightradio. That's patreon.com/streetfightradio. You get access to zines, videos, and audio, all of that stuff. But right now, we're doing a fundraiser with our good friend Wavy, the guest from the Call-In Show on Sunday. He did the background for our new Means TV set. You may have seen it in other videos recently. But head to store.streetfightradio.com. You can pre-order the mask and t-shirt. We're raising money for the Greater Columbus Arts Council and for Wavy because he's young and broke, you know, like young people tend to be. So light him up, support good art, and help us out at store.streetfightradio.com. So, how's it going, Brian?
Oh, I'm keen.
Wow.
You know, I'm feeling okay. Yeah.
I like that.
Actually, I had said right before we started recording, I feel nauseous, and I do feel nauseous, but I'm going to fucking power through.
You feel keenly nauseous.
Yeah, I mean, I feel nauseous about 40% of the time anyway.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like one of those things.
At least it's not the majority of the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the good thing. So, you know, why don't we play a little audio to start the show?
Wow.
Sound good? Are you plugged into your right gimmick?
I'm not.
Brett, I just want to test it real quick to make sure it's working. I have a good little bit of audio so we can check something out. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's do this. Here we go.
It's water. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can...
All right. I want to stop this real quick and just mention that I can throw a brick. I don't find a brick to be too heavy for me to throw. I have thrown bricks. Not in the streets, obviously. I wish I did, you know. But I think that in Trump, alpha male, he is an alpha male, for sure. We all know that, you know. We've seen the ads. We've seen the political cartoons. We've seen all the stuff, right? He is an alpha male. Can't throw a brick. Can I get the brick thrown?
Yeah, I saw a cartoon of him driving a motorcycle. I thought he could throw a brick.
Well, can't.
Okay.
Really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught,
turn
they
it
say,
up?
no, this is soup for my family.
No.
They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup.
Okay, so now we've reached the bags of soup portion of this audio where, so this is Trump. He's talking about the protests.
Yes.
In the street.
In Portland.
Apparently the police are being pelted with soup or something. I don't know. I have not seen this part of the protests with the soup.
I was not clued into it.
No, nobody told me to bring a bag of soup to a protest at all.
See, now the can made sense, but now that he's gone to bags of soup, I'm thinking of like the Panera bags of soup that they get, like a 5-gallon plastic bag that you boil it to heat up. How far could you throw that? If a brick is too heavy, a bag of soup is like 10 bricks.
And I mean, bags of soup are, that seems more like humiliation than pain, really, you know?
I don't know, man. If someone threw 5 gallons of soup on you, you'd be fucking pissed.
I'd be pissed. Humiliated.
It would knock you over.
I would, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't see it as pain. So
a big ass, a huge volume of soup.
yeah, bags of soup.
And they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force.
Okay, so that's worse actually. Getting hit with soup by an anarchist. These skinny, they always are calling them a skinny, weakling anarchist. But now we can throw soup more powerful than a brick. You know,
They have this method with the ladle where they just whip it at you at 100 miles an hour. It stings when it hits you.
bring bags of soup. Ridiculous.
Yeah, what?
Perfect
So,
size.
like
It's,
Kansas,
made perfect.
What?
Kansas soup is a good idea.
Oh, I mean,
If you put like you do like a pitch on it, you put your two fingers on top of it, and you try to get a little rotation and a curve when you throw it. I mean, this is a good idea. I didn't know Antifa was doing this. One of the popular radio programs for Antifa.
back in high school, we did pelt. We got in a lot of trouble for it. But we hit the bus driver in the back of the head with a can of Mountain Dew while she was driving.
Yeah, that's a lot of force.
And, we did get in a lot of
can?
trouble. Yeah.
Oh
Full
no,
can.
that's
Yeah.
that's Stitch's territory.
Well, and I don't think that they were trying to hit the bus driver. We were trying to hit like a nerd in the front of the bus or something. And that was wrong too.
Yeah.
I gotta say. But we did do that, and it did fuck the bus driver up.
So essentially, the police, with all of their armor and weapons and vehicles, have now found themselves at a standstill because people are going to Aldi and picking up tomato soup cases for 45 cents.
Trump's gonna ban soup.
No more
I think.
soup.
Here.
And when they get caught, they say, "No, this is just soup for my family." And then the media
You covered it up.
"This is just soup. These people are
You gotta
very,
replay
very
it because
innocent."
you laughed over it.
You want me to replay
Yeah,
that?
you laughed over it.
Okay. Here it is.
You laughed before you
Soup for my
contain
family.
yourself.
If it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, "No, this is just soup for my family." And then the media says, "This is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. These are just protesters. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting?" No. And by the way, the media knows it better than we do. They know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting now that people are throwing soup?
The media is saying, like, isn't it wonderful to allow protesting, you know?
Wasn't it beans earlier? No, Goya was there. They were rallying around that.
Well, no, they got hot about beans, too.
Yeah.
That was, because that
I
was...
thought there was a can of beans found at one. I swear to God, I remember like the NYPD posting something on Twitter that says like, we just, found a bunch. These are all of the projectiles that were thrown at us today. And I feel like garbanzo beans were in there.
Well, I think that is where this
That's the
actually
one.
came from.
Okay.
Is he heard about this and he has been out saying crazy things like all week. I have like an article from CNN, a guide to 9 conspiracy theories Trump is currently pushing. And he is like, I've heard a few wild
These
ones
anarchist
lately.
bicyclists, they don't use squirt bottles for water anymore. They keep cans of soup in there.
They're throwing soup at everybody. I don't know.
The Hungry Man shit too. The 16-ounce cans. The heavy shit. Stews. The
Yeah.
kind of stuff that football
Stew.
players eat.
Whoa!
Hurry, guys. The internet's on sale.
Cut it.
With
out.
high-speed internet access
Oh,
from WoW.
no.
All the
We
stuff
do
you love
ads
and need.
now. We're
Shopping,
pretending
browsing,
like we didn't
streaming.
get paid to play this. Brian's gonna be embarrassed, but yeah, we put earworms now to get you to buy shit.
hate when
Was
you
that
go
for
to-
JCPenney?
You go to a website, it's for the cable company.
That sounds like JCPenney.
Yeah, you go to a fucking website. I'm using that cable company right now. I don't need to advertise that cable.
I feel like that drum is used in a lot of stuff, like just marching. It's like boop 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 boop. Old Navy flip flops are $4 this
Yeah.
weekend. Get in line, start
Yeah.
marching your way to fucking Old Navy. You'll get 3 tank tops for $15.
That is what we march for these days. So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what people are getting marched. That's their marching orders.
I mean, remember
You need
the first thing that happened when things opened up were people lined up to go to Marshall's.
Yeah, that's true. I saw a bunch of people in TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
And 1% of them are dead now.
Yeah. Home goods.
Yeah.
They all had to get to Home Goods.
The candles, like, if you buy candles online, they're so much more expensive than at Marshall's, dog.
Yeah?
They're like $40 online. For artisanal candles, they're $5.99 closeout all
They're
the
not
time.
artisanal at
No,
Home Goods.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay.
They got all
okay.
the big name brands.
Well, that's not artisanal.
Yeah, they're closeouts from like Saks and all of the big names.
Okay, well, I mean,
There's
they're the
MSRP
high fashion ones.
Yes, they're high fashion candles.
Yeah, I got a really good tobacco one. there.
Wow.
And it didn't smell like cigs. It smelled like tobacco before you smoke it. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
Like a good smelling tobacco.
Right.
Really. Oh, the CNN site is killing me, man. So here's some of the let's look at these 9 conspiracy theories that Trump is pushing. Thugs on a plane. In a Monday interview on Fox News, Trump told a story about what he claimed was a flight to Washington in which the plane was almost completely loaded with thugs wearing these dark uniforms, people bent on causing destruction in the streets. He repeated this version of the story on Tuesday, but that time he said the flight was traveling from Washington rather than to Washington. Well, we gotta get to Washington, then we gotta get to the other place.
There's connecting flights. I mean, a lot of us used Kayak, or we actually did Hotline.com, so they're going to give us 5 connectors to get a flight for $79.
We just don't have a ton of money, which goes into his second conspiracy theory. In the Monday interview, Trump suggested that violent protesters were being funded by some very stupid rich people. This was similar to a claim he made earlier in August when he alleged on Fox that Antifa activists were being funded by the Democrats, billionaire George Soros, or, quote, other people.
Right. And this is the telling on themselves parts, because that's how they get by.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they do. So they're pretty much giving up the game. They're just saying, this is how people like this get popular. Some millionaire just pays Ben Shapiro to get on the air and turn a bunch of incels into fucking patriots.
Right, yeah.
Did you see the Thunderbird weekend?
No.
Oh, God. This really happened. Oklahoma State Parks had to post. They posted this. It says, please note, after checking our reservations, we can verify these posts circulating about Antifa taking over Lake Thunderbird State Park and Discovery Cove Nature Center are simply not true. Here's an informative piece from Tulsa World debunking what seems to be the basis for this conspiracy. So I'm looking at a picture of a tweet right now, screen capped. Nobody knows where it came from, but it just says, trucker at the 595 truck stop in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, posted these pics. BLM and Antifa buses with armed guards, heavily organized. These are coach buses, like, people take to riverboat casinos, you take to another state. It's just Black Lives Matters on the window. I mean,
I think we know where these things come from. I think they come from places like Stormfront and 4chan. And
they
shit
set them
like
up.
that.
You're right.
Yeah.
They create these scenarios, these like scary scenarios. I'm guessing this is probably buses that were going to that march in Washington. I have to guess.
Maybe.
That's what I like. This is decorated by the people who rented this bus. It says Black Lives Matter, but now all of a sudden the Oklahoma State Parks is explaining
some
that
poor park ranger or secretary at the park hasn't done anything like all of a sudden has to answer a bunch of redneck phone calls about fucking Antifa.
It becomes an expert on debunking a QAnon conspiracy out of nowhere.
Right.
But this is also something that they actually do. There was, I think a year or two ago, there was a cookout, a white supremacist cookout, that they tried to rent out a state park, and they got busted doing that. So once again, they're talking about the stuff that they do.
Yeah. Well, and I think they also do it. I really think the reason they do that is to because they know it'll trick Meemaw and Peepaw.
No, this is
and
all
Uncle Ted.
Yeah, this is all organized. All of this stuff is, unfortunately, people fall for it.
Yeah.
The Save Our Children took over. Like, some people were like gritting their teeth and being Black Lives Matter because they just wanted to be nice and popular. And once they found Save Our Children, they were like, "Oh God, no one can argue against that."
I don't know what Save Our Children is.
That's the
must have been something
anti-pedophile
else I
movement. Save the Children.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, Save the
that
Children.
people are going wild on that lately. Like
It's growing.
WWE wrestlers are going off on that.
It's happening everywhere.
Yeah, I mean that is a cause that everybody can get behind. Rather, it doesn't
But it's a
involve
trick.
fighting. Oh, it
But
is
this
a trick.
comes. This
yeah.
stuff gets. This is the kind of stuff that gets slipped in with it.
Yeah,
is-
it's some Coney type shit.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Yeah. The next one is on Twitter and in Fox News interview. Trump promoted a claim touted on Twitter by a supporter of QAnon that the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had admitted that only 6% of reported COVID-19 deaths are people who actually died from COVID-19.
Right.
Now, this is a weird one because I guess they're saying like only 6% of their death certificates listed only COVID-19 as a cause of death. The other 94% of death certificates included other conditions as well, but the presence of comorbidities does not mean COVID-19 didn't cause the death. Yeah, you got to say COVID-19 caused the death if you died when you got COVID-19,
Yeah, that's unfortunate too. I've just seen people running around like it's a victory or something, or that everybody was lying about COVID. But you're living with these anchors on your back of life, of bad lungs or diabetes, which we'll all eventually get, and COVID just drags it right down to the ground, like takes you into the earth.
Yeah.
That's a really dumb one, and you saw Herman Cain shared that, right?
Oh, I know, which is
Herman Cain's Twitter account, which is owned by the Herman Cain Foundation at this point,
psyop.
was like, man, this people aren't even dying from COVID anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody died from COVID.
That's a psyop, I think. That's for us that's delegitimizing the Republicans again. There's got to be a Democrat doing that or something, because that was a ridiculous post. This is like the only account on Twitter that shouldn't post that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is for the 2016 popular vote. Trump, who earned about 2.9 million fewer votes in this election than Hillary Clinton, claimed in a Fox News interview that he actually won the popular vote in a true sense. Part of his reasoning is, I think there was tremendous cheating in California. There was tremendous cheating in New York and other places.
Okay.
There's no evidence.
Can't argue against that. Really.
I know.
There's nothing, like, if you feel that way, I don't know what I can say.
Here he is on the general fairness of the 2020 election. In a speech to the Republican National Convention, Trump said the only way they can take this election away from us is if it's a rigged election.
God.
Which all presidents say that, though. Is this like the first president to say something like this? I mean,
Yeah, I thought they
feel
all
like-
respect it, right? You
I
got to
feel
respect
like-
the badge.
I feel like Limbaugh was constantly talking.
He was never the president.
No. But I'm saying, like, I guess the president saying it is kind of a thing. They usually use surrogates to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mail voting in the 2020 election. Trump has repeatedly alleged in the last month that the increased use of mail-in voting this year will produce a rigged election. He's tried to cast doubt on the safety of drop boxes where mail ballots can be deposited. He's claimed that foreign countries can easily interfere with mail voting. On Wednesday, he suggested that there's something nefarious about the fact that he may have a lead in votes counted on election night, but then turn out to lose the election after mail ballots are counted in the following days.
You know what, though? Really what it comes down to is all he has to do is say, I won, like George W. Bush did, and the Democrats will just be like, oh, we don't want to cause any problems.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
if he just
I believe
insists he
that.
wins for long enough, they're just going to be like, well, we're not going to do it. We can't convince him otherwise, so he's the president.
The
I guess.
nation just has to move on now.
Yeah.
We have to begin the healing from this election.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, under his independence, Trump, who has repeatedly tried to portray Biden as a puppet of the far left, went further in the Fox interview, saying Biden's strings are being pulled by people that you've never heard of, people that are in the dark shadows.
See, this is the thing about that's like his QAnon question a couple weeks ago, and now I feel like he's signaling to people like there's a deep cabal out there.
He's
and
like,
I know about them.
He's like, I've been reading this QAnon stuff because
Yeah.
he got asked about it. Now he's been
Right.
reading about it, and now it's like all he can think about. Where's JFK Jr. at?
I have to say, since we've started the show, like even when Barack Obama was the president and we were fighting with people on social media, they would call us liberals and they would come after us, and they just equated everything on the left as the same. And this is another thing that hurts my feelings when they're like Joe Biden is like supports Antifa. When I don't, as Antifa, I don't feel supported by Joe Biden in any sort of way.
No, he doesn't at all. That's just. But
that's not my
you
guy.
knew that was gonna be their
But it's-
move. That's always their move.
Of course. But
You know?
it's just one of the frustrating things about being alive, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And the last one we got here is Biden and drugs. Trump alleged in the Fox interview and in an interview with the Washington Examiner last week that Biden is taking some sort of performance-enhancing drug or drugs. He told the Examiner that Biden could not possibly have improved so much in his final Democratic debates against Bernie Sanders without artificial help. What drug?
I like it.
He's got the Limitless drug? Or is he taking...
Test his ass. He's like, test him.
Yeah. Is he taking Alpha Brain, do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably Alpha Brain.
He listened to Joe Rogan's podcast when
Yep.
Bernie Sanders was on, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm going to
Yeah.
take this Alpha Brain. Sounds nice.
Have you heard of nootropics? They're naturally occurring enzymes in the brain or whatever he's really into.
I mean, Trump was accused of that a lot in 2016. He gets accused of drugs all the time, whether
People were
it's
calling
diet
it
pills
meth
or
or
coke.
like some sort of speed, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times they say diet pills he takes. I don't believe that, though. I mean, just... He's got to eat pretty bad.
I think you're gonna live on edge. I mean, if you're doing if you're playing that game, like you're on edge all the time.
Yeah.
I'm on edge running like a little piddly ass, barely 5-figure business.
Yeah.
And I feel like at that point when you're just lying to everybody that's in front of you to make them think that you know the answer,
Yeah.
like you just gotta like be redlining it all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So that's a little Trump talk. I want to get, before we move to something a little more, I guess I got some really goofy shit here
Good.
for today. But I wanted to talk about Nancy Pelosi's day today, which was
What'd she do?
really fun. I got this article from the San Francisco Chronicle, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi declined to apologize Wednesday for her visit to a San Francisco hair salon that was supposed to be closed under the city's coronavirus pandemic rules and suggested the business had tricked her.
Okay.
She said she
That's
took...
that's the headline?
That's the first paragraph.
Okay.
The headline is Nancy Pelosi calls salon visit a setup and refuses to apologize.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah. She said she took responsibility for falling for the setup to have her hair done inside the salon Monday, but the San Francisco Democrats said that if anyone owes an apology, it's a salon. I think that this salon owes me an apology for setting me up, she said in an event about school reopenings in San
Damn.
Francisco.
Why'd you tell? I was trying to let you do this. What's she, Speaker of the House or something?
Yeah.
I was trying to let you do my hair. Like, why do you have to tell people about it?
Yeah,
Why do you
what
put it on
is-
an Instagram story? Now everybody knows.
Why wouldn't you? You're running a goddamn salon. The Speaker of the House comes in. Do you not want people to know that you cut her hair?
Where are they at?
San Francisco.
Oh, so California, you can't cut hair?
That's what they're saying.
And
Pelosi's
see, but
visit to...
Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, my beard is super long because I'm not getting my hair cut. My barber is suffering.
Yes.
And you have plenty of hair to grow.
Pelosi's visit to the salon set off a firestorm when Fox News posted security footage of it Tuesday.
Security footage.
I love it, though. I love
Illi-
this. This
Illegal
is
haircuts
perfect.
is cool to me, though.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, when you... Okay. Her visit
No?
happened one day before salons in the city were allowed to open for business.
One day?
But
Okay.
only outdoors. So they're still not allowed. The state began allowing salons and barbershops to reopen indoor service Monday after having it barred for most of the pandemic. But individual counties can keep closures in place. In the Bay Area, San Francisco and Alameda counties are not allowing salons to have customers indoors. Pelosi indicated that E-Salon in the Marina District, where she had her hair done Monday, had given her an incorrect version of the rules. She is in
Was it
the government.
James O'Keefe? Was it James O'Keefe's salon? Did he start a salon to set her
How
ass
did
up?
they pull that off? How did...
Dude, they flim-flammed her.
They-
They got her.
Hey, Nancy.
Hey, yeah, we'll give you a blowout. I know it's a day early, but anything, for the Speaker of the House. I don't know what she does.
I take responsibility for trusting the word of the neighborhood salon that I've been to over the years many times. And when they said we're able to accommodate people one person at a time, I trusted that, the speaker said during a combative exchange with reporters in the empty schoolyard of Mission Education Center Elementary School. They're fighting over this at an elementary school. She's at an
People
elementary
got nothing
school.
to do. People got nothing else to do except for fight about haircuts right now.
A lawyer for the stylist who did Pelosi's hair said in a letter released Wednesday evening the salon's owner had reopened her business in April in violation of various public health orders. The letter also charged that the owner objected to Pelosi's salon visit after the fact because of her political leanings.
Okay.
Oh, the owner didn't want her.
Wait, the owner was like, I wanted to cancel it?
So the owner was like, she didn't want Pelosi to come to the place because she doesn't like her politics.
Okay.
So when Pelosi came to the place, so basically
I'm on the salon side.
I am too.
You're running a no mask business, right? You're running a legal ass business, and the Democrat that is out there trying to act better than anybody else in the fucking country and that knows best, the most arrogant motherfucking person on the planet. She comes to your salon to get blown out. I definitely would have told on her for sure. I would sell weed to anybody in this fucking city, but as soon as the mayor did it, I would make it a scandal.
Yeah. Kios earlier told Fox that she'd been unable to prevent Pelosi's visit. She said an independent stylist who rents a chair in her establishment was the one who hosted Pelosi. Kios said she received a text message Sunday that the speaker would be coming in. So
She's a stoolie though. Why would you hire why would you hire her? You know she would she seems compromised as it is, right?
Well, okay, so here's what it seems like happened, right? There's an independent contract because they rent booths.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So there's one owner that owns the salon.
Yep.
She rents booths out to a stylist. This stylist is Nancy Pelosi's hairstylist, I guess.
On the reg?
I guess. I mean, I don't know how they set up the appointment somehow.
She's like, I hate her heart. I hate her politics, but god damn, she cuts hair good.
Yeah. She
What
arranged.
did they talk about? Did they just do some William F. Buckley shit, in the chair?
I don't know. So then she cuts it. She does this. So she puts the appointment down,
right,
and explains because when you have the Speaker of the House come to your salon, there's probably security detail, that it has to understand that you're going to be there.
I need to put your phone in the Louis C.K. bag.
Yes, yes. So there has to be that, and what I suppose happened was the stylist let the owner of the salon know that she was having Nancy Pelosi come in, and nobody else was going to be there because nobody else is allowed to cut hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's only one privileged person in this county that can get their hair cut.
So the owner of the salon appears to be a Republican.
Right.
And she's pissed.
Yep.
So she's like, I'll just send the security footage to Fox News.
Yep. Makes sense. Why would you ever in your life expect to get a fair shake from somebody like that?
And
someone who's proudly an anti-masker that is during all of this. Why would you go?
Yeah.
Why don't you try to cut your hair at home like the rest of us and make a fucking joke out of it? Be relatable for once.
Well,
not all of us can break the fucking law to get our haircuts.
Yeah. It says the owner of a lawyer for cosmetologist Jonathan DiNardo said his client got advance approval from Kios to serve Pelosi 2 days before her appointment on Monday. Mrs. Kios took special interest in the appointment during this telephone call wherein she made several vitriolic and incendiary comments about Speaker Pelosi and her purported responsibility for temporarily suspending the operations of Mrs. Kios' business.
Oh, she gave her a fucked up haircut too. You know that shit's on.
Well, she didn't do the haircut. A guy did the haircut. Jonathan DiNardo did the haircut. Okay.
But the owner.
But he let the owner of the place know because he's an independent hairstylist.
Sure.
Right? Miss Kios owns the salon. He tells her Nancy Pelosi's coming in. She's like, all kinds of words.
Yeah.
She probably uses the C word. I can guarantee it. Women love to use the C word.
That is true.
Women will use
go
the
there.
C word on another woman like crazy.
And
I won't.
Especially of the right of the right wing persuasion.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, she's a cunt. You know it comes out. It just is just that is their way of talking, you know.
Yeah, like to be bad to the bone.
And she
Say the
probably
say the
said
stuff you
all that
can't say.
stuff. And then here's what you do if you're the hairstylist, right? And if you care about Nancy Pelosi and you care about her political stuff, right? You say, oof, I don't know, man. The owner of this place ain't too fond of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like hip her to what's going on. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, because it is fucking really funny. To me, I find it very funny that she was like, yeah, bring that bitch in.
Yeah.
You know, I'll release the fucking security footage because you know what else happened during this thing, right?
They're petty.
She gets her hair done.
Uh-huh.
She gets her hair washed. She's walking away from where they wash the hair, mask around her neck, not even on her face. They got pictures of that. They got motherfucking security footage of even that.
They don't. These criminals don't even know how to not get caught slipping.
I know.
Like,
she is fucked. That is a fucked
Let me
move
be
there.
Speaker of the House. I'll be squeaky clean for pictures.
I mean, there's no fucking possible way you would have got me in. Like, I
No.
would have felt like I was being set up.
Oh, I know.
You know? There's times where I felt like I was being set up for nothing. You know? Like, you know, you get a fucking DM that's a little bit... that asks you a question. You're like, what's this motherfucker up to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not even the Speaker of House where people are legitimately actually always trying to set you up.
Right. No, I'm definitely nervous. There's lots of messages I get where I'm like, who could this be? Like, what's the angle on this? Are they on the make?
Yeah. Most of them are really innocent.
Oh, I know, they're
and cool,
nice
and they just
people.
want to like send you a T-shirt or something like that. But you know, there are times where you're like, what? And Nancy Pelosi didn't even consider it.
No,
didn't
she
even think,
never
like,
thought that some right wing salon would set her up. Like,
Yeah.
Well, they didn't set her up. She chose to do it. Honestly, she's responsible. I don't think they don't have a problem at all. They caught her. Like, if she thinks it's horse shit, she should go tweet like, "This is kind of horse shit. I want to get my hair cut." Like, Pelosi should be grown enough to say, like, I'm about to get my hair cut and I think it's okay. She'd go on Instagram Live and do it. When you're faking the funk on a nasty dunk, like, you're going to get caught.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the side, too, where it's like, she's not innocent. I do think the word setup is a bit fucking much. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess technically it was...
You got caught.
Yeah,
slipping.
you got caught.
You got caught.
Yeah.
That's what happened. You are culpable. You are responsible. You simply could not just trim your bangs at home like everybody else.
Because it technically, I guess, in the truest sense of the word, it was a setup. But it was such an easily avoidable setup that I don't think that, like, you could even categorize it as some, like... They're categorizing it as some, like, genius... Like, I mean, she's like, this salon, these genius political minds at this salon got me this time. It's not. It's fucking really just being like a tiny bit careful. It's understanding that when you're a proponent of shutdown, that like you are a politician. Because I believe in the shutdown too. I don't go to fucking restaurants and shit. You know, I don't like let it slide by. And for me, even if I did go to a restaurant, that wouldn't fucking mean anything because I don't have any fucking power at all. You know, it would mean I was a hypocrite, which is like whatever. You know, for her, she like actually has power. She actually says these things. You have to fucking be, you can't not be the person. You know, you have to do it.
Yeah.
God, she stinks.
I don't know. It's just you got to play the game. Like you're doing this. Play your game. Like wait one fucking day.
That's some House of Cards shit, right
Stupid.
there. Well, no, I don't think you could
mean,
even do it in one day. You had to do it outside.
Oh, sure.
Even one day.
Yeah, I don't know. It is really dumb, and just shows like the weakness. They aren't willing to get your haircut outside. Like, you got to fucking buck up. Like, we're fighting some nasty people here.
What a
They're so fucking stupid.
It's just, Yeah, they're the ones on our side, and they're the smart ones. They're supposed to be the intellectual ones.
Right.
Republicans supposed to be stupid, which they are, but the fucking Democrats are also like, people are like Queen Nancy, Slay, and stuff like that, and you're just like, I mean, she just fell for like the oldest trick in the book, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, if yeah, I definitely don't want to get caught like doing that when it would hurt. It's obvious.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
it feels like even if it is a
people
setup,
are going to come after you.
I know. Small business owners especially. And to not know that this is somebody that had already been in trouble for being open after the lockdown started, to just be kind of like, man, this person was playing fast and loose with the rules anyway. And to then if she's like, I trusted the salon, and you're like, well, you should know the fucking laws.
Right.
Why are you trusting us? You're the fucking law person, and you're trusting a salon to interpret the law for you.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, they suck.
Wow. That is a good story, though. That is a good fucking story.
Yeah.
So I have
just like moron shit. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a weird question for you that I saw on Twitter today. It was a viral tweet that you probably saw. I believe you 100% saw it.
Okay.
But I thought it was kind of funny. It's from Chris Belcher.
Ooh, I don't know if
Chris_Belcher on Twitter, and it says, today in professoring, a student is visibly smoking a joint in my large lecture course. Ideas on how to address this welcome. Is it fine? Maybe it's fine. And I'm going to answer it's fine. It's totally okay. If they're at home, they can smoke a joint, you know? I've always been under the mind that you're not allowed to smoke a joint when you're at college because it involves smoking. You don't want all the weed smoke going around. They'd be fine with an edible, you know?
Yeah, I saw that as well. I do appreciate. I know that like I made a snarky comment on the tweet, but I do appreciate that they did like post like, or is it just fine? Maybe it's a me problem, and I definitely think it is. Like you don't know how things get done because we're not allowed to openly be high. So you probably don't know how kids make it through your fucking classes.
That's the thing too. It's the I gotta think that tons of fucking people are high in her class every day,
Right.
And
But-
that's part of teaching.
It's a matter. I mean, I guess for me, it's an appeal to authority, which is something that still it doesn't live inside of me. I mean, obviously, I'm like a crank child forever. I'm a Peter Pan. But at the same time, I do understand this idea of like responsible ways of doing things or respect or something. So I can imagine like you're a teacher and like this fucking person's smoking a joint right in my face. You know, you feel like somebody's just like disrespecting the shit out of you. But if you ever hung out with somebody smoking a joint, like that's for them. That's not really like they're not trying to say anything to anybody else. Like when I smoke a joint, that's just my thing. You don't have to. I don't have to pass it. Like you don't have to have it. But like it's just a me thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like I look at it like if people are at home, then it's their house and they can do what they want. And I've talked about this boundary that drives me fucking crazy with the work from home stuff.
The Zoom backgrounds have become a conversation.
Yeah.
I've seen tweets and TikToks about like, what your background is.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is that like other people live in the place that you're working,
Yeah.
And the other side of that has to expect some noise or people just living their lives in some way.
Erica works in the kitchen and I load the dishwasher on a Zoom call sometimes.
Yeah. You get yelled at?
Yeah, she fucking yells at me all the time.
I got yelled at so much too.
Here's the game, man. The way to do it, start loading it when she's on the Zoom call, because then what she says, fucking stop, I'll load it when I'm done. And you're like, that's done.
Yeah.
I did it. I just did the dishes without actually loading the dishes.
Yeah, for me, it's like, I just leave now every day because I can't do anything. My wife's sitting in the living room. It's not like I can lay around and watch TV.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, what would I even do if I was home? you know, just gone all day. Come
Yeah.
home, you know, at the end of the day after walking all day. But yeah, I thought that was like a really funny little thing. And so I also saw it's like a post from somebody named Ilex on Twitter, and this, he called it the most deranged LinkedIn guy shit ever. And this guy is a guy, Jake Jorseth, and it's called Let's Talk Gen Z, and he's the founder of Trendsetters with no vowels. So it's one of those-
TRNDSTTRS.
yeah, it's one of those companies, the no vowels company. Okay,
They're like, what we're doing is what we people that talk like that.
Yeah.
Bro, we're gonna like totally change the scene and make everything different than whatever has ever happened before. It's about revolutionizing pipelines and making everything different, man.
and this is about work. Okay, if I could legally mandate our team to follow a diet, fitness, education, and self-care plan, I would do so in a heartbeat. While I can't enforce that, here's what it would look like. So we're going to get ourselves a nice little, some help from a founder of Turnsters.
Turnsters. Turnsters.
Turnsters.
We're turnstering over here
We should just start pronouncing everything.
without
I'm
the.
tired of the no vowel. Get the vowels back in.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
don't do work for free.
I know.
You're implying vowels, but like that requires work from me. I charge like $20 an hour for that.
I mean, now when you see no vowels, you should be on guard a little bit. Like, oh, we're still doing that? Jesus fucking Christ, man. What's
Yeah.
wrong with vowels? I saw
Everybody's getting rid of vowels still. I mean, I think.
I know.
But is there a company that I deal with on a regular basis that doesn't have vowels?
There is an
I don't
ice cream
think-
shop here that's supposed to be really good called Creamed. Creamed, though.
Ciarumda?
CRM.
Creamed.
Right?
They're Kerm.
And I want to go there, but I haven't yet.
This Kerm is so good. This Kerm is so Kermy.
It would be Sir Kerm, C Kerm, because you got to take the I and the E out too. C Kerm.
Kerm.
So this is what this fucking weirdo would make his workers do if he could, which is like this is not far into the future
Yeah.
where they'll be able to do this. Guided meditation. Which, no, you're not guiding my meditation, sir. Like, I'm not going to have my boss guide my meditation.
This is the workplace of the future?
This is what he would do
Okay.
if he could legally mandate his workers
Oh,
to
got
do
it. If this was
Okay?
like the National Labor Organization laid
Yeah.
this out.
Well, no, if you were just allowed to do this, if you were just allowed to tell your employees what you wanted them, how you wanted to live their life,
Okay.
this
The
is
best
what you would
advice.
do.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So, guided meditation,
Okay.
1 gallon of water.
Makes.
I think you gotta drink more than
I've
that,
heard
though.
that. No, I think a gallon's enough.
It's a gallon?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 homemade wellness shot, apple cider vinegar, turmeric, ginger, Himalayan salt, black pepper, and lemon.
That's all the classics. Where's hibiscus?
He didn't put no hibiscus in there.
What about goji berry?
No, that was all of them. That's your wellness
No,
shot.
that is a complete like old wives' tale of health and medicine.
It is just a bunch of shit, you know. 1 short hit workout in the AM, HIIT, high intensity
Interval training.
Workout
That's
in the morning.
That's like, you do like 8 sets of 40 seconds of hardcore workout with 20-second breaks in between.
Okay, a longer cardio or strength workout in the PM, depending on your fitness goals.
So workout
Seems like they're your fitness goals, my dude.
yeah.
1 book
This
a
is-
week.
So this is the person that works at Cream. This is the person that serves ice cream for their job should work out 2 times a day and read 1 book.
This is a guy that works at Turnsters. 1 book summary per day. So he has to do. You have to do a book summary for your boss every day.
That's interesting.
I've been reading this thing called Capital by an author named Karl Marx, and he's pointed out that you're worthless, sir.
I try to read 1 book summary a day.
Yes.
Cliff Notes. You ever seen them? They're great. Like, you can just read a book in 1 day.
Imagine your boss made you do a summary of what you read the night before, and they're forcing you to
fucking
read
book
books.
report.
Fucking
Oh, you're doing
hate
a book
people.
report. You're getting minimum wage at Kermed, and you have to do a book report now, and work out 2 times a day.
Yes. Intermittent fasting 6 days a week.
God damn, dog. That's called an eating disorder.
That I guess no phone / electronics before 9 a.m. and after 10 p.m.
What was it again?
No phone or electronics before 9 a.m. and after 10 p.m. You get to use your electronics between 9 and 10. That's it. And then it's fucking
Get
all
your shit
candlelight
in.
from there. You got to read your book at that point. You
Time for
know?
book learning.
Yeah, yeah. 5-year goals listed on paper every morning.
What?
I don't change them every
Paper or
morning.
papyrus?
Yeah, yeah. 3 gratitudes written down.
Every day?
Yeah, every
Oh,
goddamn
no.
day. You gotta
God
feel
damn
3
it.
gratitudes.
Not 3.
Fuck, I have a hard time feeling 3 gratitudes a week.
I have a half.
Yeah, I can usually get 1 gratitude in.
And 1 gratitude every 2 days.
And it's preceded, my gratitude is preceded by,
What you just did?
by me complaining. It's me complaining. Like, I don't want to go to, I don't want to go to work. But,
Yeah.
I'm very lucky I get to be a podcaster.
Right.
That's how my gratitudes always are. They start with a complaint.
My
and then
gratitude-
go to gratitude.
It's like, wow, I can't believe Dairy Queen has this non-dairy dilly bar now. Tastes like shit. I hate it.
One day dopamine detox.
What does that mean?
I don't
Why
know.
would you get off that?
No entertainment, no food, no coffee, just boredom. So that's what this guy would mandate his workers do, and that's why.
This sounds like, this is like pre-Christ religious stuff.
That's why tech guys, we can't trust tech guys.
Yeah, don't trust
let's
those people
just
ever.
Not,
This is impossible to live by.
yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, what is like the hard on for restricting yourself?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
he's just can't take it and is just like, I only eat during these hours and I look at my phone during these. I have rules for every hour of the fucking day.
Yeah. And it's like the dopamine detox, you couldn't even read your book that day.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of just have to. Maybe I would do that though.
You want to try a dopamine detox?
Sometimes I wake up and I just want to go back to bed. And if I could do that all day long and call it like a dopamine detox, I think that sounds healthy.
I mean, you can't do anything.
That's fine.
It's
No,
like I've read the pieces about it where you just like, you can take slow walks
Okay.
because you can't get your heart rate up or anything like that. And you just,
You can mope. You can fucking mope.
It's a mopey day. That's what it is. It's a day long mope.
I like that. I one time when we had to do the live show on Friday, I woke up and my wife was like, she was being nice and helpful and all of this stuff, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "We have a show tonight." And literally what I want to do is lay stick straight on the bed and close my eyes for 6 hours until it's time to do the show. Like, I really sometimes would just love to lay still for 24 hours.
I mean, I'll say this. Before I come over here to record, especially on Sundays, I'll take my walk. I'll try to get home by 6. And then I just want to sit in the living room on the couch until 8.
Sitting
before I drive
sideways,
here.
man.
And just like, well, yeah, I like lay down.
My
I
back-
like sit on what I do is I sit on the chaise part of my enormous couch. And maybe I'll look at my phone. That's why dopamine detox would never work for me. But like, it is fucking silent. I like silence.
Yeah.
And I like to just sit there. I like to just sit there and look at my phone while my wife looks at her phone, so I don't have to fucking entertain her. And just that's it. It's just sitting there. You know?
My mild dopamine detox recently has been that Tour de France stuff, because it feels like that slow TV, how they talk about in like one of those Aryan countries, how you can watch trains all day long. Like, just I'm watching guys ride up a fucking side of a mountain for 4 hours, and it puts me right to bed. Yeah. And I don't check my phone either. Like, I just lay there, stick straight, like I'm in a coffin, and I love it. And I'm just like staring at guys just slowly ride up the side of a fucking mountain, and like I'm in heaven.
You know, when Gwen was really young, and I was listening to Opie and Anthony, like all the way through every day, not for research for Shocktober, just
Right,
to
like
enjoy
that's part
it.
of your life.
And that show's about 4 hours, and Ron and Fez was 3 hours. And when she was real little, I would go in her bedroom while she was trying to go to sleep because she didn't want to be in there by herself. And I would lay on the floor with the lights out and just listen to Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, like all the way through. No phone, because there weren't really smartphones at that time.
Wait, you played it out loud?
No, I had my headphones on and
yeah.
I just laid on the floor. But like, I was doing nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing else happening. I wasn't like playing a game on my, shitty cell phone
Yeah.
or anything. I was just laying on the floor, just listening to radio. And it was like, it did, I think, get me through some of those rough days.
Dude, quarantine did that to me. Late at night, like, because my whole sleep schedule has been upended and my lovely wife has given me the okay to live my best life. But, like, late at night, I have been on the couch and just listened to, like, What a Time Pod and let it just slip away. And I love it. Like, I don't have to do anything else. Like, I literally get to enjoy it. Because a lot of podcasting to me in, like, talk radio is, like, while I'm doing the dishes,
Yes.
while I'm cooking dinner, like I usually designate it for work things. Like, a lot of people decide that like that's what I listen to when I'm getting work done, which makes sense. But I definitely like to just hear people talk. I started listening to a sleep podcast. Even I have like I have the Bluetooth headphones now, and I like listening to that Sleep With Me podcast. It makes you go to bed.
Yeah.
Like you listen to it and you're like, this guy sucks. This is stupid. This isn't going to work. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, there's something to that.
Yeah, it's just boring. You know what I mean?
It's like having the TV on in the background.
Yeah, and I don't like watching TV before. I don't like sound when I'm trying to sleep.
Really?
Like, yeah.
It does it. I was talking to I remember when I had a CD player. I would, like, back then they had CDRs, and I bugged my parents to get me something that played CDRs that could load MP3s off a CDR. So I'd have, like, 300 minutes of fucking music. And when I was 17 years old, I would plug an over-the-head thing into my ears, and I would play punk music as loud as I could and just lay my head on a pillow and go right to bed to it.
Yeah, I mean, I did that. I think when I was younger, I played music to fall asleep. And I don't know how well it worked. I don't have. I have a recollection that I listened to the Hot 9 at 9 on the pop station on the radio, so I could hear the top 9 hottest songs in the land, hottest pop songs.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, man. Katie watches TV in bed, not anymore because I broke the fucking TV.
Yeah.
But
that's a good way to get rid of it.
Oh shit! I gotta buy one this week.
They're cheap.
I know.
They're cheaper than hell,
keep
dog.
Putting it off, and I know I should. It's rude. Here's the thing, and I'm saying this. She's gonna listen to this show, and she's gonna be so annoyed. I'm putting it off because it's like really not important to me, and it doesn't bother me that there's not
Sure.
TV in the room, and it feels
You want
bad
to force
because
her
you
hand.
can.
It's like if you care so much about TV in the bedroom, go down to Micro Center yourself.
That's how I feel. She could order the TV, but
Yeah.
she's like, just she's like got it off me.
Honey-do
Just,
list, man.
Get a TV, like, get something. Whatever inches, whatever. What was the last one? Because I just was telling her, I was like,
Imagine making a list for your wife of a to-do list of things to buy for you. Imagine you slide that her way.
I mean, I would rather buy the stuff myself.
Yeah, I like
it's
buying
It's fucking wild that she. But yeah, I need to do it this time because last month when we got paid, I said I will get you a TV, and then I bought myself a pair of climbing pants. I was like, I don't want to get the TV.
Yeah, that's not good.
I know. I got to get the damn TV. I don't like it though.
You gotta spread the wealth.
The noise. It's
Of the
because
TV.
she watches it in bed.
Yeah.
And if I want to go to bed, which usually she goes to bed before me, I don't know why, but on the weekends, she stays up very late. If she stays up watching TV in bed, then I'm just laying in bed waiting for the fucking TV to go off. I
can't go to
cannot sleep with the TV on at all. No noise.
You have
Just
one.
a fan.
You always have like one ear that's perked up and listening, or
No, it just a fan. It annoys me, man. I roll all over the place. It's just the fan is it. If I need the fan and nothing else to fall asleep. It's probably bad, but I feel like that's how most people are supposed. They always tell you don't look at your phone. I don't look at my phone.
you shouldn't have TV. You shouldn't have lights on.
I read a book
I
in bed.
yeah. That's a good idea.
2 hours a night usually.
I would have to say for me, I do study. I try to pay attention to like the science of all of this stuff. But now I am really into like just that McDonald's ass lifestyle of having the TV like on 90. Just blare that shit until I fucking go to bed. I love it. Like this loud ass fucking TV just going full bore while people sleep to it.
For sure.
I can't. I don't know. I want to change my ways, and maybe I will. But right now, like it's really doing it for me.
Yeah. Well, before we get out of here, I got some audio I wanted to play. I think we can have a little fun with this. I was checking out Human Resources role play videos today on YouTube.
Really?
And
they have that
leadership videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought we would check out.
Yeah, I want to see them.
Leadership videos. Well, you can't see them, but you can plug your headphones in and you can hear them, which is the only way I've seen them too. So I found a guy named Craig Schinkel from LeaderFeeder.com, and he gives some advice to management. I thought, maybe we look and see what's going on in management. I did label one "Play this one." So I think we should play that one, So here we go. Maybe I'll do some setup here. So the managers give, the topic is, this is for coaching a difficult employee.
How to make it through.
Okay. Manager gives constructive feedback to an employee who insults other employees and dominates the meeting.
Uh-oh.
So this is a role play. Let's hear some business shit. You know what I mean? Beastie Boys. A little bit of Beastie Boys at the beginning.
This shit's funky.
It is. All right.
Good afternoon. My name is Corey, and I'll be
Hi,
your
Corey.
narrator for this wonderful episode of coaching. So first off, what is coaching? To provide positive and constructive feedback to employees to sustain or enhance performance.
That's what coaching is.
Let us consider some of the top performers. Tiger Woods, LeBron James, Peyton Manning. What
You here at Target, or like a spreadsheet place. You're like, Tiger, you want to be the fucking
Tiger
Woods
of spreadsheets.
You're not just
they
there
all
for
have
money.
in common? They all have coaches.
Wow.
Individuals do not typically take the time to self-assess. We need someone to create a secure.
Yeah.
So this video is from 2010.
Yeah.
This is basically a 23-year-old Instagram life coach before Instagram was around.
Yeah. He's going to teach us how to coach a difficult employee, Brett.
So I'm
He's a
ready for
coacher.
expert advice.
Yeah. He coaches,
environment so they can help raise self-awareness and point us in the right direction.
Okay. Hey, is somebody
Our
talking in the
example
background?
of coaching
It's
involves
like a
a
college
difficult
presentation.
employee who tends to hinder the rest of the employees on their performance, on sales, and their achievements in the work environment.
Okay.
This type
We
of
don't want one of
situation
those.
requires the proper approach from the sales manager. Coaching takes time, and it involves commitment, practice, persistence, and the desire to actively participate in the employee's
Takes time,
development. So with that said,
here we go.
here's the situation.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for showing up today. I'd like to discuss an issue
This is a
with
student
our
project.
I'm learning a lot here. It's got sales for the quarter, right?
Where did you find
Sure.
this?
YouTube. I was looking at HR role plays.
Okay.
You want to stop it?
No, I'm just saying this is insane.
For some reason, through our first and third quarter, we seem to be doing really good in sales.
Okay.
And then once we got to the fourth quarter, our sales dropped.
To zero, actually.
What do you think as a team we could do to improve our sales?
The graph shows it at zero,
It goes-
and it went up, and he's like, oh, this quarter's great. Oh, it's all great. It went way up, and then it was like, boom, down to nothing again, you
Yeah.
know?
It bottomed out at 0.
I think we should improve our quality because that will increase our customer satisfaction, will lead to customers' loyalty for products, and higher consumption.
Okay.
Oh, and did you read that in the latest Business Weekly? Or did your mommy tell you that this morning as she was packing your Lunchables? Our quality...
Ooh, that guy's rude.
What is this?
What a rude man.
Fine.
That's
I
a good
think.
joke, though.
It's our
Back in
sales reps
2010, that
are
would have
the
hit.
That was hitting hard.
What if we deal straight with our final consumer via phone calls, emails, catalogs to improve our
That
customer
dude's about to
relations
laugh.
and to hear their feedback so we can improve our product?
That's a good point, Andres. Keep that in mind.
You know you gargle when you talk. It's really disgusting, and it's distracting to whatever it is that you're saying.
This
All
guy
those
looks like a
catalogs,
dick. They
email-
chose the right guy.
Maybe he rolled his sleeves up and like did his collar the way he is. Maybe like it looks like maybe he dressed to be a dick.
Yeah, he's
Acting,
naturally an
you know?
asshole. Yeah.
He's like, oh man, wait, let me get my like. He probably is an asshole like this all the time.
He looks.
Emails and phone calls are going to drive up our costs. That's money that this company does not have.
Okay.
Elizabeth, you're being kind of quiet. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, I'm okay.
Of course you don't. I have something to say.
Oh,
Excuse me.
he's taking over the meeting.
All right, let's start from scratch here.
The clock. We got a clock now.
I hate Dan.
Your most-
He thinks he's better than everyone else. I told him I sleep with my mom in confidence.
I don't know why she said I told him I live with my mom in confidence. Like she didn't want anybody to know she lived with her mom.
Yeah.
That's. Oh, this guy. That's a funny one. He doesn't think anything.
He's a big dumbo.
I can't express any of my ideas around Dan. I hate this job. After this meeting, I'm gonna quit.
Smart idea.
And that's pretty much all I have to say.
All right.
It's great.
He has a
Well,
Y and X.
he
accent.
plans
These
on
ideas
making
of mine
everybody
are
money.
pure gold. If everyone had as much talent as I in my pinky toe, then this company would be on top.
I think we had put together some good ideas, and that's gonna be the end of our meeting today. Thank you.
So that is the bad employee part, okay?
Uh-huh.
Which is the only fun part to watch because then they do the good employee part and it's like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
So let's check out Craig Schinkel and see what he's up to. He's a little more professional, and
Yeah, that was brutal.
yeah, that was
That was
bad.
really bad.
Why did I choose that one? All right,
You said play this one.
I did. I put play. That's fine. So this is Frontline Leadership.
Oh, I like this. This looks
This
good.
is Craig Schinkel.
There's graphics in this. He's got tech fleece on or some. Oh no, he's just tucked in.
How can you as a supervisor stop excess socializing on your team?
Uh-oh. This is good information for our listeners and for us because we like to do that.
Excess socializing.
Yeah.
Like too much.
Yeah.
We're all a family here, but we don't want to do any excess socializing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Greg Schinkel, President of Unique Training and Development and Frontline Leadership Systems. And today, let's look at how you as a leader should address when the team members on your team are doing a little too much socializing
This
and not
looks-
working enough.
And for folks that can't see it, he looks like the most unlikable person at your job that tells on you for having too much fun. He absolutely found his place. He found his place to tell on people.
He's also
for having a good time.
He's also doing this in the basement of like a boiler room or something.
He's in front of refrigeration products, some sort of hose line. What is this?
He's just.
Is this where they do?
It's where work happens, basically.
He's an employee coach. He's supposed to be a coach. Like
He's
an
a
HR
coach. Yeah, he's the leader feeder.
And
well,
he does that from the boiler room.
Yeah, well, I know it makes him look less important to be
get
doing
it.
it in a. Hey, Craig, can you make your videos down in the basement?
Let's do the nitty gritty of personal relationships as we're at work and excess socializing.
Work, remember, isn't meant to be a dungeon. We're not here to sort of wipe the smiles off everyone's
thanks for
faces
that.
and not allow them to talk to each other.
Of course not.
But what do you do when
But we
people
have to-
take maybe
We have to put a cork on that. I mean, we have fun here, but then it's like, let's not have fun. Yeah. We are getting paid to do something. We're not getting paid to have fun. It's not a dungeon, but we're not getting paid to have fun.
too much time socializing when they should be working? Again, it's a tough situation because most people think a little bit of socializing is okay. It's only when it gets carried away it becomes a problem. Now, this is all based on the concept that a steady pace of work generally gets more work done than allowing idle time to consume work hours without producing anything.
So he's basically saying the best case scenario for me as a manager is nonstop work without ever giving people a second to look up and maybe get comfortable or anything like that. We have them for 8 hours and we want them to be consistently, constantly working and not talking to each other for that entire 8 hours.
So if people were talking while they're working, potentially that's okay.
Okay.
You just don't want people
Yeah.
not working while they're talking, because that
What?
ends up actually hurting your production numbers. And you could point that out to people,
Yeah.
of course,
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
they care.
So idle time is really your biggest enemy from a production standpoint.
Whistle while you
Now,
work, right?
I've got a few
Yeah.
ideas.
Okay, here we
3
go.
tips specifically
Some tips.
to reduce excess socializing on your team.
How do you do this?
The first tip is, of course, to observe and comment. Now, when you observe and comment, what you're really doing is you're
Building
letting the person know
solidarity
that
among
you've
the
noticed
workforce.
something. So let's say you go by a group of workers and you notice that they're standing there talking. Again, not by itself a terrible thing, but then you come back again, 5, 7, 8 minutes
no.
later, and they're still standing there talking.
8 minutes.
At that point, you might want to say, and it could just be as simple as saying, guys, we need to make sure we get back to work. We've got a busy day ahead. And you're just making a comment. You're not disciplining them.
Which, by the way, like, somebody has to be told this. There's like a person that's a manager at a job that
Right.
has to be told, like, this is advice.
This guy's gonna probably be paid $10,000 to come to your company to tell your manager, why don't you say I don't want you talking to each other?
Like, I don't get, like, I don't get why somebody has to be told to be a human. You know what I mean? Because it's just like a human thing, to walk
Not
up and
working,
say,
is it?
hey, what? No. I'm saying that, like, the way that he's saying right now to deal with it is a very human way to deal with it, and a way that, like, should be your first instinct if you're trying to get people not to do chatter. Yes, I think they should chatter all day, 10, 12 hours. But I'm saying that, like, that is, I mean, I would think that would be the solution.
I think that people can get the work done if you tell them what they want done. You shouldn't, like, have any sort of opinion on how they do it. If they talk for 8 minutes, if they talk for 12 minutes, if they talk for 30 minutes and then work double hard for 30 minutes, the work gets done the same way.
I agree. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, like, just his first suggestion is a total,
I hate
like,
that, though. Wait,
human
because, like,
thing.
I know there's work to do. I'm here for work. You bug me. I fucking hate you. And every time you're a part of my life, that's why he's there. Is just to say, if you don't go to work, I'm going to be a bigger part of your life. And I'm a disgusting fucking slime ball.
I'm Craig Schinkel.
Them or anything. You're just observing and commenting on what you're seeing. Again, they might get in a little bit of a humph, but when they just know that all you expect them to do is to keep working, they're going to be more successful.
All right.
The
Well, they don't
second
care
tip
about
is
that at
discussing
all.
the impact. So, and again, you're doing this in a
They
very...
don't care if you're successful.
No, they want to be successful at keeping this job by the end of the night.
very conversational way, but you could say, guys, I know that you don't like it when I come up to you and say, hey, we need to get back to work. I just need you to know that those extra minutes that we're losing in that really keeps us from hitting our production target.
There's way more problems if you're not hitting your production target because people are talking for 8 minutes.
Everybody,
like, there's got to be, like, more problems than just
8 minutes isn't going to do it.
The 8 minutes. We're fucking missing our production targets by 8 minutes, and that's when you guys were over there talking about Love Is Blind.
Target, but the target numbers also, it's like you don't want to hit those, or like you don't want to hit one. You don't want to hit any more than that.
Yeah, you want to hit exactly the number, maybe
like
one more.
Tell me what the target number is, and if we do that, don't get mad at me because I was smoking instead of, like, working on getting more than the target numbers. We were going to do the target number.
Yeah.
That's the weird. They're just trying to get extra work out of you. They're just trying to get extra when it's like, what do you need? What do you actually need?
Right, and again,
instead of fucking babysitting me, what do you want done? You want 1,000 pieces done today? We're gonna do that, and we're gonna talk for 12 minutes before it fucking happens.
Right. And your supervisor sits and
they have nothing else to do except for bother.
Yeah, they're watching these videos when they get home from work, the leader feeder videos.
Oh yeah, I got
and some days we fall behind, so I'd rather us work at a steady pace, and so that's why I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just trying to make sure that you understand that when we lose that time in production,
this
it
is
affects
such a
our
long-winded.
numbers.
You're talking to me like I'm 7 years old. That feels fucking mean to me.
I know.
You're talking to me as if I'm not paid a wage to get a job done, and I know what I'm fucking doing. You've now confronted me and treated me like somebody that doesn't know what's supposed to happen, even though I've been here for years now.
You've just done a 30-second version of shh.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what they're doing. It's like a 30-second version of just shushing.
I would rather just you come up and say, stop talking to each other and go to work. I don't want you to side in like, hey guys, I love chatting with you too, man. Love to get some extra in, but like, let's think about it. Like, we're here talking about beer and football and what's happening in production numbers, Like, it all makes sense if you do the math.
With excess socializing is, of course, to get a commitment to change. Now, anytime that you're actually disciplining an employee or commenting on something, you're really looking for their go-ahead on it. So if it's something that's persistent, you're probably going to turn it into a conversation. And at the end of that conversation, you want that person to give you a commitment that says, okay, I will be more self-aware of how much time I spend talking to other people.
That's not going to happen.
And I'll make sure that I...
But
what's the going? Hey, you're looking at him right now, you're like, I can discipline you, right? It's like when you look a dog in the eyes, and then make him show him your belly. You got to do that to everybody that works for you.
I know, and his imagination is that the person says, "I can be more self-aware
internally,
and I will talk a little bit less." But like, what's going on in their brain when they say that, and then when they go back to have an 8-minute conversation with the workers, where they're like, "Fuck Craig, man."
Yeah.
Guy fucking sucks, dude.
In their mind, they're like, well, Craig normally walks through this area at this time, so we can move this little hang sesh to behind those pallets over there.
Yeah, he's fucking actually on this video, he's defending the like roving supervisor, which is the worst kind of supervisor. Every place I've had with the roving supervisor, the one that's just
babysitters.
Oh, he can come around the corner at any time. Is like, that's a hell job. You don't want that supervisor at all. This guy is like training those guys. This is the source of that kind of guy. Yeah.
I cut those conversations shorter and just stay working a little bit more. That's all you can really ask for as a leader. Remember, the goal isn't to shut down socializing altogether. It's just to make sure that it's a reasonable amount. You said it's inefficient. And you hate it doesn't jeopardize your production numbers.
You're all pissed about it.
Once
you said it jeopardizes production.
So we'll do one more of these. There's a few of them. You want personal breaks, or employee excuses? Let's do excuses.
I think excuses.
Because I think we have some actors and
personal breaks are like, I don't know the rules.
Well, the good thing about employee excuses is that like we'll know what they
actually
have on their mind. We can develop new excuses.
Yeah.
Out of that
to get Yeah, this is like OPSEC on HR.
This is Leader Feeder.
The Leader Feeder YouTube
Leader
channel.
Feeder, we're going to look at the top 5 employee excuses for performance and behavior issues, and I'm going to share with you a surefire formula for handling employee.
It was a Craig before. It's a Greg this time. Both in very boring gray colors as well.
Oh yeah,
Craig and Greg and gray.
But the back, the window that's out is like on France.
Yeah,
and he's got a set now that like
looks green screen.
Yeah, he's got
like the same Greg.
Yeah,
it's the same guy.
The same guy, but he's in a set now. They gave him a set, but it's not really a set. It's just a green screen. He's probably still standing in the same basement.
Yeah,
in front of a green screen.
This is his garage.
Yeah.
Excuses when they do come up. When a leader addresses a behavior or performance problem, the team member might offer up some excuses to deflect responsibility. It's important for the leader that you can
He
tell
has the
the
Trapper
difference
Keeper
between
in his hand.
Why is he holding the Trapper Keeper? What is that for?
He has like a bundle of documents, I think, to make him look more
I
important.
think it makes him look like he's at work.
Yeah.
They got rid of all the machines. He was like, I don't know. Fucking
Yeah,
give
what
me
do I
the
do with my
Trapper Keeper.
hands, man? I don't have much. I don't have that like extra sauce to do the hand stuff. Give me some like documents to grab on for dear life.
He doesn't have enough charisma to do the
No.
hand moves.
It's a
He's like,
blanket.
"No, I'm gonna leave the
It's
hand
a
moves out."
security blanket. It's an
what is a
attaché
justifiable
case.
reason and what's an excuse. A reason will tend to pinpoint accountability, whereas an excuse deflects responsibility.
So remember, you want to give excuses, not reasons, right? Is that the lesson?
I mean, excuses are airtight. Are they like an excuses?
Reasons that he doesn't want excuses. He's a no excuses.
He's
guy.
no excuses.
He wants reasons why things aren't happening, but he doesn't want real reasons. So let's hear this here.
So the formula for handling an excuse is to first acknowledge it.
Okay.
Then reframe
Acknowledge.
or refocus on the problem and solution. And finally, get a commitment to take the desired action.
Okay.
So let's look at the 5
He's
most
got-
common excuses.
Here we
and
go.
how
Who's in
to
the
handle them.
background?
Yeah, I don't know. There's TVs in
There's
the background.
two
where-
TVs just playing old men, like angrily ordering food in the background.
There's one old man sitting at a desk, and there's another old man angrily gesturing at the camera, and they both have more charisma than Greg.
Yeah, I'm drawn to
It's the
them.
fucking problem.
So these are the 5 most common excuses for not coming in.
For just excuses, period.
Just okay.
First excuse.
I'm not the only one. Others do it too. You're picking on me. You're harassing me.
Boy, that last
He's a good actor, Greg.
Yeah,
He's putting a little mustard on it there.
he
That
did.
was
He
Greg.
tried. He's in the full getup.
He's got a hard hat on and a pair of coveralls. He dressed up.
Talked as stupid
gets
as he
everyone
could.
agitated, doesn't it? Well, first of all, recognize that this is an admission of guilt. If I'm telling
Okay,
you other
fuck
people
you,
do it too,
Greg.
that means that I'm doing it.
If I'm saying that other people are doing it, that means that I'm doing it.
I think that's good advice, though.
What?
I think that you can't admit to it. Like you can't.
Yeah,
I
true.
do think that, like, I mean, they know what's up.
They do.
If somebody says that, like, you got
Everyone else is doing it.
Yeah,
You
yeah. It's
can't
like
get
you
away
don't
with
admit that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to come up with something outside of like everybody. I mean, I think everybody else is doing it works if
For like not signing
you
into-
can't think of anything in like 20 seconds. You
Yeah.
know? You gotta. Everybody else does it. I don't know if I can know. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you'll see another one of them here in a minute that that I think works better than everybody else.
Yeah, I'm just
does
gonna
it.
say, I'm just giving advice to people listening that like the jig is up on this. Like they know.
Yeah, you don't wanna do
you
everybody
don't want to
else.
say this.
Yeah.
If I'm telling you other people do it too, that means I'm doing it. And the leader needs to keep the focus on the individual and avoid making any comments about other employees and what you may or may not do or say to
The
them.
video in the background now has 2 guys.
Also,
like,
never tell on yourself.
yeah, don't tell him.
That's the thing too, is like when you say everybody else is doing, you are saying like I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You need to say like I've never done it before, and you have to prove it in a court of law for me not to get unemployment.
True.
So the way you'd handle that is,
Okay.
I realize that you might not be the only one. It's your behavior I observed, and what I need you to do is to spend a little less time socializing and more time focused on the work.
Jesus Christ, this motherfucker hates friendship. He's the anti-Care Bear, man. Like this guy is not into people getting along. He just looks. He's like, they're supposed to just clean trash, and instead they just jaw jack all day long. They're supposed to pick up the trash. It's easy. We pay them per hour to pick up the trash. Instead, they're like, oh, the fucking Houston Rockets this weekend. We're playing this game. They're like talking about the Blue Jackets. They're talking about all their teams. Why don't get it? It's fucking driving me mad.
He hates
I can't
it.
crack this nut.
He hates socializing.
People don't just
The
want to just
second-
do the job they're paid for without talking or socializing.
Most common excuse
the second
that
most
employees will make
common.
for their behavior and performance is,
Hey, I didn't know. Nobody told me.
this is
This
your-
is so, man. This is
is airtight. That's my excuse.
Yeah, that's a
always.
great one.
That's the first.
I
that's
didn't
the
realize-
one you should always go to.
I thought he would have different costumes for each one, but he's chose basically blue collar worker. He's trying to be like a dumbass wrench turner in these excuses, but also I didn't know airtight. You're right.
Yeah,
That's the
I've
way to
never
go.
trained on that.
I didn't see that. And then they have to go to the trainer. They have to go to the manager. They're getting chewed out. Like, why do I have somebody on the job site that's not doing this thing? And you get to just be puppy dog eyes the whole time. Maybe you got unemployment if they don't want to continue the relationship. But yeah, definitely that's the way to go.
That's my top excuse. That's my number one.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
You can't say fuck you to the customer?
Yeah.
I thought we were I thought we were independent contractors. I thought you could say fuck you.
Yeah.
Your opportunity, of course, to clarify your expectations. I realize that you might not have been told specifically about the task, but this task is a part of your regular job, and you've performed it many times in the past. So can I count on you to make sure you complete that task next time without being told?
He's reading off
All
the
right, top
Trapper
excuse
Keeper.
number 3.
Yeah.
I caught that.
Hey, I wasn't trained.
That's the move.
Yeah, still.
In fact, could be true,
Yeah,
which
that's
would indicate
actually
that you
the
would
same
offer
as the
more
last
retraining.
one.
But if
See,
the
this
leader
is the
knows
shit that-
the employee is trained and has performed the job before, you could
This
say,
trips up
"Hey,
HR
I
every
hear what-"
time.
Yeah.
Because everybody above doesn't realize that nobody's being fucking trained.
No, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
And that is something that you will always be able to get away with, because when you go to anybody in charge and you're like, this person wasn't properly trained, they're just like, I mean, you don't give me enough time. I don't have the, I can't train.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The trainer will most of the time like kind of get you out of trouble if they're reasonable.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you only give me a week to train these fucking people.
Right.
Some things fall through the cracks.
Exactly.
You know?
No, the trainer makes $1 more per hour because they know how to say the right things to stay in that position.
Yes. Yes.
What you say that you weren't trained, but we both know that you're trained and you've performed the task
Bullshit.
many times in the past. So can I count on you to perform the task correctly going forward?
Maybe if you fucking train me. That's what I would say. I guess you're going to have to train me, motherfucker.
You're going to have to hire a public defender to come out and sign on this agreement.
I fucking said I wasn't trained. I mean, I wasn't trained.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get trained either.
Yeah, I don't fucking, hey, that's not part of it's not
Yeah.
in the job description, which is my favorite excuse.
Yeah.
And excuse number 4.
What's this?
Hey, it's not my fault.
Well, wait, I mean, no one gets on that.
Not a
I mean, if you
adult.
I mean, you get caught doing something, you say, I didn't do it. It's like, you did, though. You fucking did, though.
It's
We
not
saw
my
you-
fault is a different thing that I didn't do it, though. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not my fault is, somebody, I mean, one man.
Yeah, you're right.
You
It's
know?
not my fault.
It's
There
really,
is a follow up to that, and you're like, oh, well, whose fault was it then? And then you should follow up and, blame
say
that
the trainer.
person. Yeah,
Blame the trainer.
blame everybody in charge. Shit should roll uphill, basically.
I mean, you're in trouble no matter what if you're in the situation, you know? So you might as well push some of the shit back uphill, you know?
It makes sense.
And you'd respond by saying, I realize you don't think it's your fault, and yet this is your job responsibility. So next time, can I count on you to take responsibility for the task?
I don't know, boss. Can I count on you to fucking learn your lines instead of carrying a Trapper Keeper around unnaturally while you make your video?
Roasted.
He's just
the funny thing, in a way, that the first video that you played was like a student project from people that haven't been in the workplace. He also has never been in the workplace.
I feel like the same thing.
He has a degree, and I bet he makes a lot of money. I bet he does very well writing opinions and guides and explanations on how to do HR, but I don't think he's ever worked at a real place before.
No, I mean, he probably is like some kind of like HR...
Puffin stuff?
Like psychology student or something, you know? And maybe he has had a job, but like if you can spin that job into a consulting thing,
yeah,
where you can just fucking go in and like play these videos for people, you can make good fucking money.
Right. Selling videos is a lot of money.
There's such rubes. There's such rubes in
training
HR and
training
shit.
courses for your employees. That's a fucking $1 million industry.
It's yeah.
And the last excuse
What's
we're
the
going to
last
handle today
excuse,
is
baby?
What? I was too busy.
Also a top level excuse. you
That's
know?
that's the excuse that makes the world go round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like any job that I didn't want to be bothered with, I just pretended to be too busy, and like people respect it.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to my wife today, and she's like, I got an email today that was so frustrating, but it was 4:45, so I don't have to deal with it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sort of thing where it's just like, yeah, I'm too busy. I can't.
I can't.
This is bothering me.
I'm not going to sneak that in.
That is what makes the world go round.
And
Too busy.
What's the response?
I mean, also
I realize that you've got a lot on your plate.
America is too busy. That's what we live on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The entire thing about it is like pushing us to be too busy all the fucking time.
And also,
too busy is to be respected. I mean, I think that gets you places. Every fucking bullshit ass like startup job that I had, even at the warehouse, when I was too busy, they thought that was impressive.
Everybody loves to hear that you're too busy.
Oh God.
Every single person in the world loves to hear that you're too busy. I think it drives people nuts sometimes when they're, what was I doing the other day? Somebody asked me to do something and I was like, sure. And they were like, are you, like really? And I'm like, what the fuck else I got to do? And they were just like, I don't know. And I'm like, sometimes you just don't got shit to do.
Yeah.
But most people don't have times where they don't got shit to do. It's just everybody's doing shit all the fucking time. They're busy, But I do sometimes say I'm too busy to do something when I feel like I'm too busy, but I'm not doing anything. I think
too busy is a feeling.
We have it ingrained. Yeah, it's an emotion. Too busy is an emotion.
Yeah, it's like I'm fucking stressed about all of this. It's very simple and easy, but for me, it's just like too much. So call me tomorrow.
Can't do this today, thank you.
I'm checked out.
This is a task that's important and needs to get completed. So can I count on you to make sure that you have time to get this done in the future?
No.
Oh, I hate this fucker. He just has like all the manipulative words in the fucking dictionary. Every single one of them to contractually oblige you to do more work than what's asked of you.
He is. That's his job.
Like, Hey, I know you're feeling really stressed right now. Could I get you to write down on paper that you're willing to work 60 hours a week for the next 6 weeks, though?
That really is. This is like you were saying manipulative words. This is like boss weasel words.
It is. No, I mean, it's so good. Because he's not villainous. He's like, oh, for sure. Yeah, I definitely understand that type of a thing. But if you think about it, you should be working much harder and be grateful for that we pay you to be here, right?
Right. To me, he comes off like a dick.
He does.
That's
He's
what I was
shithead.
when you saw it. Now you say it because I think he comes off like a fucking dick. But I think that like your boss at work that's using the Craig Schinkel method.
Yeah.
He probably fucking thinks this guy is like really smooth and like nice and like he's doing like he's treating people with sugar instead of like vinegar.
They always think they can hide the contempt for us.
Yeah.
Like they really believe that they are so good and they're so fucking arrogant that they think that they can walk into like a blue collar workplace as the manager and just push these oafs around and use psychological tricks on them to make them comply to our fucking orders.
Yes. Absolutely. That is exactly what he's trying to do. I think there's only like a second left here.
The formula. Acknowledge the excuse by repeating it, then reframe or refocus on the problem and solution, and finally
like you talk
ask
to
for
a
the
child.
commitment.
These are like baby book suggestions.
Right. Well, that's Craig.
This is what I would do to my for my daughter. It's like, I know you want to have another chocolate dessert, this evening, but I'd like to see you use that energy into putting your toys away this evening.
Yeah. So, that's the show. We're going to do more of these as the weeks go on. Some Craig Schinkel audio. No more student things.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think because I listen to these things. I don't watch them. I play them in my ears. So I just heard bad acting. I love it.
It does sound like, it totally sounds like an HR video.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was
because
believable.
I was just walking and listening to it.
And at the same time, it's definitely the shining stars of HR That's what they did for like their school project.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah,
were
for
there
sure.
and they were like levying some sort of response to a worker that got too haughty. You know.
Yeah. Well, I have more, and we will look at Craig Schinkel again. I also have some good customer service training stuff. I watched a lot of them today. So, in between listening to Opie and Anthony, I watched a few of those. But that's the show.
Yeah, thanks for listening to Street Fight Radio. We will be back on Sunday night. We're doing a call-in show. Portland people, I really want to hear what's going on there. I want y'all to call. Get a hold of me. I can move you to the front of the line. But, I don't want to ignore what's going on in Portland or Kenosha. Please reach out, and we'd love to hear your voice on the show. That's this Sunday, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. We take the calls, and we will be there. We're also working on our TV show for Means TV. That has to happen like in the next few weeks. So everything's together, and it's going to be good, and I'm excited to do it, and it's going to open up a lot of doors for us to do stuff that we never did before. But if you want to support the show right now, the best way to do it is to head to patreon.com/streetfightradio or simply buy a shirt. Go to store.streetfightradio.com. We have a collaboration with an artist friends of ours that worked at the brewing company. We did our wrestling watch parties. Very talented guy. His name is Wavy_WXVVY on Instagram. And we're doing a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, and mask fundraiser for the Greater Columbus Arts Council. So head to store.streetfightradio.com. Pick that up. We're doing pre-orders for the next few weeks. If you don't pre-order it, I don't know how many extras there will be. So please help us out, because the more you order up front, the more I can order up front, and that lowers the cost of everything and makes it better for everyone. So please consider that option. Also, I wanted to say rest in peace to Riley Gale. We did make the 100 Million Tons of Steel death metal episode free. We unlocked it. So if you head to Patreon for free, you can listen to that episode. And if you have any extra money, sometimes I just send $5. Like, I'll be scraping the pot at the end of the month, and I'll send $5 to $10 to a charity if someone asks for it. But the Dallas Hope charity was one that meant a lot to Riley, so I'm asking if you can to send a little extra money that way. Other than that, we will see you on Sunday. We are Street Fight Radio. Peace.
Try to hurry up and get the pee out of me. Oh.